coming in from Fnatic, and we sort of touched on it ourselves off the mic. Is Gyrocopter good without the IO? Now that IO's team seems to be at least a little bit more willing in the first three rounds, just to let him through the first ban phase. Like, is this going to become our 1-2 combination at the beginning of each game?
Well, we've had it twice now, so it might be
obviously
indicative.
Very small sample size.
Yeah. It's very good. Like, IO is the perfect support for Gyrocopter because his biggest weakness in the lane is if he gets gone on and he can't fight back. The hero wants to be able to fight back with Rocket Barrage and turn it around, but a lot of these strong duo lanes actually make it really difficult. But if you have the IO buffing you up and healing you, you are able to sustain. And Gyrocopter can kind of, in long lane skirmishes, can deal the damage of 2 heroes. So that's very nice to get later into the game. Aghanim's talent on IO gives you a free flak the free what's it called? Side gunner. There we go. Flak gunner. That sounds great. For the rest of the game. So
5 seconds remaining.
it's a classic pairing in a way. It's not one of the really old school IO partners we would generally see Tiny in the past, but Gyro has definitely been one of the solid ones for a couple of years now. So
I like this. The last man out from LGD taking out the Dro Ranger. Because it's something at least I was expecting from OG to have this really powerful combination, which is just able to walk over the lanes without having to move off the lanes until Ana is ready to do his rotation. And the Weaver 3 position with the Dro buff up would have been wonderful. Not to mention the Aura combination with the VS would have made their 5-man very strong for OG. But I'm also interested, like, if you do even want to even contemplate this Weaver being a 3 spot. Like, most of the heroes we saw Seb playing during the qualifier, it was Beastmaster, it was Centaur, it was the stunners. He was the primary stunner to create the space for them, Ana as well as Topson, to do their work.
Yeah, things have changed a bit since then, though. Another player to really look towards, like, it feels like the exact same thing has happened to S4 when you look at how EG draft. S4 used to be playing those teamfight initiators like Centaur, Puck, and now we've seen in their recent games, the most recent games from EG has been playing like Necrophos, he's been playing, you know, the same kind of just these laning offlaners that don't really initiate but are just really, really strong and difficult to deal with. So there's been this shift in what teams are focusing on, very lane heavy, and you're going to be seeing that more and more here. Just a trend that I've noticed a lot across public games especially is that there's a lot of games where people have very little lockdown, actually, just because you pick the stronger laners, and a lot of the time, it might sound counterintuitive, but a lot of the time the strong laners is actually not the heroes with stuns. This hero we will be seeing a lot, I think.
Yeah, I was wondering for Sim. He was one of the ones you were flagging to me, like, if that he would come up.
Yeah. I was surprised. I got to this event, I hadn't thought about Wraith King at all, and then I had a talk to March, and March was like, Wraith King is going to be first pick, first ban. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I'm not sure about that. And he was like, this hero is rated super high in the Chinese region. So I was curious to see. And then when I looked across, when I just went to the watch tab and checked what the pros were playing, they're like 6 different teams, their carries or offlaners or whatnot, were playing like Wraith King on and off. So it looks like there is a trend with Wraith King on the rising here. And I believe the reason the hero is making a comeback here is, first of all, if you're playing these dual lanes, he has a really serious damage output with Ray Fire Blast and with the skeletons. And something I didn't learn until very recently is when you use the skeletons and you cast your stun, that is the one way you can actually control what your skeletons hit, because they attack the Hellfire Blast target. So
I love the way you also describe that to me when you're like, yeah, so I read the tooltip.
It doesn't even say, you need to hold down Alt, and then it says, oh, by the way, when you use your stun, your skeletons attack that target. It's pretty useful, actually.
It's the hidden secrets, the Easter eggs of Dota. Hello, Monkey King.
I love this hero. I don't know how good it is right now, so I'm very curious to see how much we're going to see it played and how many games it's going to win, but conceptually, this to me is a really, really entertaining hero to both watch and play. So
how do you actually build a Monkey King? Because like if we're talking like the skeletons, like how is the quickest way to clear these guys off? Do I dare say, just before I trick you, the Battle Fury style Monkey King?
I don't really like Battle Fury as an item this patch at all, actually. I think there's very few heroes that can get away with it just because of how, at least you know, this is day one, who knows where the game is at. But from my experience and what I've seen, generally you want your heroes to get incorporated in the game relatively early on. And if you're farming a Battle Fury on Monkey King, you're not really playing to the hero's first peak, which is just when you have levels, he's a strong fighter.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time you'd see players go like Treads, Echo Saber, and just fight. But I have seen other players go for the Battle Fury route, and it makes you greedy. It's basically super greedy. If you can get away with it, great. But then, again, why did you pick Monkey King if you want to do that? I feel like there's other heroes you could have probably done that approach with as well. Then,
yeah, but maybe they're also looking for that highly maneuverable style hero. That's something which we saw coming in from Ana with his Ember Spirit that he'd normally play. And he can just transition off the lane, come in for a quick kill, and then move off again. So maybe that is going to be this role of the Monkey King. But then there's still the other question mark. So you're going to remove the Invoker as the final one, so LGD probably believe that it's just Topson's hero. They were waiting as the last one. They decided to completely avoid banning Zeus. Seems they don't care about that.
Curious if OG put this is Topson's one of his 3 best heroes, the Monkey King, and the lane matchup is terrible if he goes mid. So I think there's no way they put him in that position.
They just switch it up.
They could be putting Topson safe lane and get Ana a mid lane hero here. I believe Ana does play TA.
Yes, definitely. He he wrecked during I think it was Kiev. On his TA.
He has definitely played TA. It's like the classic counter pick to Lina in mid, right? Like almost no heroes beat Lina in lane, but TA is the one matchup that she consistently struggles with. That and I think Broodmother, which is actually in the... No, I think Lina's still okay against Brood. They're both gonna farm. I think that's how it goes. But Lina actually loses the lane to TA. So
I don't think we've seen Ana play a Broodmother ever. So last choice is going to be a Skywrath Mage.
Interesting.
So it's actually Topson playing the Skywrath Mage. We're going to keep him on the magical nukers. He's finished his cavern crawl. He's got the cavern crawl set.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
There's priorities in life before you come to TI.
I think... I don't know if I've ever seen this matchup, actually, Skywrath mid versus Lina, but something tells me that, like, Skywrath is generally a lane dominator in the one-on-ones mid, and I feel like this is the kind of hero that he actually can't bully enough. I think Lina is fine in this lane. But I'm ready to be surprised. OG, obviously, this is a classic pick for Topson, so he knows the matchups very well. They know what they're getting themselves into, and now he just needs to deliver. So
it feels very Digital Chaos-esque with
it does
with the Skywrath Mage pickup. For those who don't remember that, it was actually a grand final that DC did that in Game 1. The only game they won, actually, out of that grand final.
Looking at these drafts overall, though, I would say I just like the look of LGD's draft. When you look at it, it's like it has a lot of damage, it has a lot of good team fight, its lane should be pretty strong, they have flexibility, they can put the Gyro in the off lane with IO if they want to, they can put Wraith King there with the Lion, they can... I'm assuming the Lina will go mid. So,
okay. Yeah, it would be the most obvious assumption, but then obviously you got the IO who can just change up at most of the lanes anyway. So, well, let's roll into it. I want to see how the lanes are all totally matched up. OG, we asked for something unique to come out of them to see if they can actually contest one of the top 3 teams for as far as both fan favorite as well as numbers go. But yeah, let's go into it.
Yeah, so it looks like OG on the Radiant are planning to run the Seb Weaver in the offlane with the Vengeful Spirit of JerAx, Topson on the Skywrath Mage, No Tail playing the position 5 Warlock, and finally Courier bottom will be played by Ana.
That's a real nice Courier.
Is that a maxed out? What is it that one is called?
Is it Ari? Is it Ari the Courier?
No, it's called something else. No, they have it in base.
Yeah, it's yeah, but they have no name on it.
Isn't it called the Onibit or something? Onibi.
Onibi?
Onibi. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
He looks nice anyway.
Yep. On the other side, LGD, or PSG.LGD have FY on IO, one of his best heroes, together with Ame's Gyrocopter. Somnus will be mid on the Lina, and the offlane looks to be Wraith King from Chalice and xNova's Lion. So, in this patch, compared to, if you watched a lot of Dota last year at TI, the position 4 was very much roaming, picking up bounty runes, looking for kills across the map. In the current metagame, it's more beneficial most of the time to just have strong laners. So you will see the position 4 is sometimes in the safe lane and sometimes it's in the off lane, but it is laning. And this time they've put their 5 in the off lane together with that Wraith King and their position 4 IO in the safe. So
PSG.LGD is going to have to back off this top rune. The bottom was also being contested. Chalice and xNova just positioning perfectly, and it's only No-Tail who's down here for the moment. So they were looking for some level of a fight on the top lane, but it just never came, except for Monkey King, who is actually, he's inside the base trying to hunt the courier. So shenanigans to come in from Ana in the very beginning, but LGD, it's like, where the hell is that courier going? He slipped through the ranks.
Good awareness though from PSG to not lose their courier there. Getting the courier sniped by Monkey King in the start of the game is actually extremely impactful, especially for the mid lane. It's one thing the global gold that your team gets, but it would have allowed Topson to win mid. Just hands down from Somnus not having enough regen. But the courier's alive, so here come his tangos. And we'll see how this lane plays out. I'm actually very curious about this mid lane.
Yeah, they've already managed to pull the creep waves to both sides of their own towers. I also want to keep my eyes on this bottom lane and see how much farm is able to get into Chalice. So I want to see just how effective the Wraith King's going to be against a hero like Monkey King, who loves the up-close melee. It's not like Lion can harass him out, not when Warlock's nearby.
This is a good matchup for OG in the safe lane. I think they're definitely favored in this lane. Just sustaining with the heal. If there's any aggressive attempts like this, you just don't really care that much. Ana's gonna farm, and this lane, for me especially, gets scary for PSG.LGD when the Monkey King hits level 3 and the Warlock does as well. I think that's when they're really in trouble down here.
But they're spamming so much early on. Like, this is always one of the bigger problems of a Wraith King rally. It's that you had to have like Ray Fire Blast is 95 mana out of a 300 pull. It's
it used to be 140.
Yeah, it used to be a lot more. So maybe it's not as damaging. Top first blood, Seb goes down. FY and Arme were chasing him down. They used the Black Cannon early on. Now JerAx kind of trapped. He only had Wave of Terror. So this is going to be to the taunt of FY. A double kill for LGD and a great start to their round.
In the mid lane, it looks very Somnus favored for now on the Lina 11 and 2 against 5 and 1 Skywrath Mage. The way Skywrath wins his lane generally in mid is just that he plays against the opponent, he spams arcane bolts over and over and over again, and they run out of regen, and they have to spend gold on regen, and then you win the economy war that way. But Lina has so far done totally fine in this mid lane.
This is so difficult for Seb. So he got caught out underneath the sentry ward, it seems, up on the top lane before. And then he took all the full brunt of a tethered up flat cannon. No-Tail in trouble in the bottom river. xNova and Chalice gonna find him, and xNova, just for good measure, finds the regeneration rune.
How convenient.
It is very convenient. Well, at least Ana's able to find some farm on the bottom lane, but LGD now have 3 kills across the board. Their advantage will start to push over 1,000. And with Somnus off to a good start, yeah. This seems like what LGD wanted. Maybe not exactly what they wanted. Arme kind of trapped out. The Wave of Terror is in once again. Seb solo on live. FY is coming in. He was salved up but didn't have the mana to tether over, so he'll use the balls to just kill off JerAx.
But still, I think OG is still very happy with this trade-off. They got a core for core kill, or rather they got a core kill on their Weaver on the enemy Gyro. So even though they lose their Venge there, it's pretty good. But the problem is Seb actually lost so much health in that exchange that he has to wait for these salves to be brought up by JerAx. He TP's in, and now they're in fighting shape again.
Yep. So FY and Arme can be underneath the pressure. That bottom lane, as you said, keep your eyes peeled when it hits level 3. No-Tail's a little short. Banana's already found his level 3, about to hit 4. And his Topson, he's just pulling this creep wave back so far all the time.
Oh, he's taking so much damage bottom, actually. Ana.
That's problematic. No-Tail's heal's not kicking up enough, but that's why the stick charges are there. And Ana has the distance. xNova's so low on life.
They had the 4 skeletons charged up in the Mold Strike, so it deals so much damage. Monkey King doesn't have the best base armor, so these skeletons hit really hard, and he had already used his Boundless Strike, so he couldn't stun them or keep them at bay. And during all of this like chain lockdown between the 2 heroes of Lion and Wraith King, you deal a lot of damage with the skeletons, so gotta be careful.
And FY and Arme, they always feel so low. FY doesn't actually have a lot of life behind him. He's got 1 stick charge only to share over. But he keeps giving mana, going for the early Soul Ring on the Ire. Bottom lane, an extra stun. Chalice has already burned his. They do almost no damage now when they come in on Ana.
It's the skeletons that are killing in this lane. So if they don't have charges on Mortal Strike, they don't have any kill potential at all. And I would like to see OG try to take a little more initiative in this bottom lane. Warlock is not the best aggressive hero, obviously, but
xNova
is great. Yeah,
he was coming over. They knew it was going to happen for the 5-minute runes. xNova, he'll be on top of it, but he won't be able to pick it up. He'll die for the rune.
Good timing there from OG to get that. On the other side of the map, PSG.LGD will get 1 bounty, so that's a 3-for-1 exchange.
It's really good though for the offlane for OG. The fact that you get a full bottle charge as well for Seb. Not really reliant on having to burn Shrine, which means they can be a little bit more over-aggressive against FY and Arme. And they're really trying to go ham. Homing missile's going to connect. Seb has the stick charge up already. JerAx tries to create space. Still has magic missile available. Seb will go invis, but he's back underneath that fresh sentry ward. The battle for vision control is definitely going the way of LGD on top lane.
I think Seb was trying to feel out where the sentry was in that second Shikuchi. He wants to know where he's safe and where he isn't, so I think he found out based on that last Shikuchi where the sentry is, and now they're going to play around that. Can't really seem to go aggressive up here though. This lane of LGDs is just so tanky. New regen has been ferried in for FY. He has Tango and Flask. 20 stick charges on the gyro. There's no way they get a kill up here like this.
Just not possible. For a moment, actually, Somnus abandoned the mid lane. I don't think he wanted to really be there. He went and farmed inside the jungle, but he won't want to be there now. Arcane Rune for Topson. He's just going to spam the crap out of the Lina. As I say that, Monkey King will die on the bottom lane. Anna was bouncing around to the tree lines on the eastern side of the lane, but there was no support. Notal rotated towards the mid lane looking for a kill.
I think he went to ward, actually. That's a fresh ward placed down here. So Notal went off the lane for a second to ward, and then...
Oh, now he's going to get caught out.
They took the initiative.
Underneath the Dire Observer. Notal has to use his defensive Shadow Word, and then maybe get a little bit more aggressive. xNova, low on life. Anna's going to slap down. They had the Fatal Bond, so potentially to beat into Chalice, but the damage won't be shed enough. There's Seb who's in trouble on top lane. Extra stuns to land. The homing missile from Arme. He knew he already had Seb dead to right, so they go after JerAx. They're a little bit too deep under the tower for them to dive.
In the meantime, Notal almost died to Skeleton's bottom. They were just hunting him down. They have 350 move speed, and Notal has 297, so he can actually get just chased down by the Skeletons. They gotta be careful.
They almost look pointless to kill too.
They give so little bounty.
Yeah, it's not like Eidolons, which give you so much. Here we go again, another dive up on top. Seb will get a revenge, so support for support. And the bug will get rid of by Arme, so he's fine, but it's Topson who's in trouble. Last Strike Array will connect. xNova has his own stun. So LGD, they'll have the successful rotate into mid lane.
Yeah, they have more play potential, I would say, right now. OG's heroes seem more dependent on constant support.
They're going again on top lane. Tanner coming in from FY. This will give the life to Arme to then try and turn around. Seb has to Shikuchi himself away. And the homing missile, this has to be knocked off as bottle charges call down from Arme with the wave of terror. He's so low, magic missile won't kill him off, however, maybe with a swarm. It connects onto the back of him. FY's got him. There's 8 stick charges available, so he knows he'll be okay.
Oh, he's actually playing without overcharge. Interesting.
Oh, another magic missile coming in. FY, has he got enough? Relocate! Pulls him all the way home into safety. A free regeneration, and Somnus just Laguna if he wants to, and doesn't even do that. Dragon Slave to kill off Seb, arrived under the cover of Invis, and gets the kill on the offlane of OG.
Nice and easy here for just a couple of rotations that they've done have been very successful. The Lion getting into mid, frees up the Lina for a moment, she pushes out the wave, takes the opportunity to go top and find that kill. And now, this is one of the downsides of Skywrath mid. If you're not destroying your lane, you don't really pose a threat to the tower, right? Like, how's this guy going to push this tower? He doesn't clear the wave very fast, and when he does, he doesn't deal any structural damage, so... It's
it seems like it's a pure kill hero. That's all. Just like spam it out, and does he actually have to focus like FY at the beginning? Get rid of that regeneration. It's the reason why he's probably up on top. Observable gives him the information. Steel, Wave of Terror won't be able to reach, but the call down from Arme is pretty good. The magic missile stun will connect. Seb just has enough life with a stick charger to then get the time lapse off. Thanks to the kill, he actually got that level 6. So Gyrocopter down again, not the path he wanted to take. 4th on the net worth.
Looks like it might cost OG a mid tower though. That is... I don't think you're happy with this exchange. Like, you pay... Sure, you get a really big kill on the Gyrocopter and you get your Weaver a little bit more into the game, but losing a full tier 1 mid tower minute 9:30 from this... Well,
they're coming for a fight again up on top lane. They don't want to give it up. Under the cover of smoke, End up having 4 heroes on top. LGD, nice defensive ward already placed around the side. Same with the sentry, so no way for OG to get the vision advantage. Now they turn, they try and fight. The homing missile still on the deck. It's going to go towards Seb, but they've got the stun in perfect from Anna. The rotation, all 5 heroes from OG. Right place to slap down that safe lane.
It's a big rotation, but if they get 2 kills and a tower, I think this is okay. Still, you have to remember in the meantime that LGD are also making their own push bottom. Currently only 2 skeletons stored up here for Chalice though, so won't be able to take the tower too easily. Has actually opted for a 4-0-2 build, so maxing out the stun rather than the skeletons in this instance. Oh, actually, no, now skeletons are coming back in. They're farming the jungle.
Oh, they're up on top. Chalice thought he could be part of this fight with a relocate. Arme is coming from behind thanks to FY's delivery service, but have they really found the hero they're searching for? Now it's xNova who gets isolated at the bottom, and they're bouncing away Monkey King, Skywrath, sorry. He does get up into the tree lines, but the rock, it'll drop. The Fatal Bonds connects up LGD strongly, but then Wraith King has that reincarnation. Arme, he's got the support. FY's going to arrive back into this engagement, and Anna's got nowhere to run away from Chalice. You've got the minions everywhere. The slow made it difficult, but maybe not that impossible, thanks to Topson already being back up and running, and with the golem up, they're finding not 1 but 2 kills with the swamp back in. FY may be the 3rd. The missiles won't actually be able to, the missile connects, the swarm will not be able to connect. As FY and Arme into the trees, the golem keeps the chase going, and Topson's got so much, it's 4 nulls. They're just amping up the intel. They gotta find Arme over in the tree lines. That's why Seb, with that Shikuchi, level 4, is quick, is fast, and you'll actually get him with it. 4 heroes to be lost on the top lane. Actually, it's basically 5. That's all of LGD going down, but it costs 3 and a buyback from OG.
That is still the best fight of the game for them by far. They pulled back 2,000 gold. They almost got the top tower. In the meantime, they didn't lose their bottom tower either to the push that the Wraith King started. So LGD were feeling that fight. They brought in the Wraith King early, wanted to use his reincarnation to try to bait and set up a good fight. But the damage from OG, when this Skywrath is not accounted for in the fight, you take these long fights and he's free casting for 20 seconds. It's not healthy. It's really not healthy for your team.
Do you also like the fact that he skips even amping up even more intelligence? Like that level 10 talent hasn't been skilled?
I kind of like this, just maxing out the spells first, actually. I think we might see him go 4-4-4-1 and then start taking talents. Then take 2 talents in a row, perhaps, and just keep ulti level 1. I'm not sure how Topson does it. I've seen him play Skywrath where he didn't skill the ulti until level, I don't know, 13.
Well, they found another target. It's going to be the Lion. Oh boy, that hits so hard. 2 arcane bolts will be enough to kill him. Wait until you actually start getting double of those bolts. But you've still got to hit that timing window, right? Because LGD will get stronger. I'm not seeing a BKB queued up from Arme. In fact, he's just going for drums. In fact, does anyone, do you actually build BKB to try and avoid this magical damage? Or does this just cripple your lineup if you do it?
Oh, you will definitely need BKB against Skywrath Mage later. Surely.
But for this early time, it just looks like that, like no one's able to itemize against it. You don't have a pipe builder for the offlane either.
Buying BKB first item is not really very appealing anymore in general, I would say. It's like, yes, you're magic immune, but since you don't have really good stats, what are you going to use the immunity for? Like, are you going to kill heroes with it? It slows down your farming, because any other item you buy that's useful for your hero will just transition better. So I definitely think we will see the BKB come out later for Gyro and probably the Lina as well. But I would imagine Gyro wants drums plus maybe an SNY or something first to really speed up his Wisp as well.
LGD are on the hunt under the cover of smoke. They move into the Radiant jungle. OG were looking for something similar. No tell smoke's going to break. You'll see Somnus to jump in from Chalice, sealed up very, very quickly. They will get the pop onto Warlock, who does not have a buyback available. And now JerAx, the relocate, Arme comes over. They're searching for both supports to bring him down. Huge amount of stun taken out of the fight. Now, LGD, what do you get from this? Oh, they're actually bottom lane. They come back to the relocated target. Seb as well as Topson, they realize what was going to go on. They get one in Arme. The slap down is available. FY will pop 2. More support coming in from LGD, but do they really want to fight this underneath a freshly shrined up OG? It will be enough when Seb isolates himself so far forward away from the rest of his team. They need some kind of rebuttal to make this worth it. Topson will have it. The rock will drop a double stun for them. Chalice not involved in either of that, so neither the Fatal Bonds nor the stun. And LGD will just walk it off.
I think they're happy with that. They force golem. After they got the Weaver kill, that fight is totally fine for them. And yes, it cost them a reincarnation, which is also a long cooldown, but you would say in many ways the golem is the bigger spell.
Yules, mid lane, Somnus, he needed a couple of extra seconds to really go for anything here. Actually, not exactly certain what he was trying to achieve.
I think it's just putting pressure and trying to get information. Like if he knows there he can't get the kill, but he's just throwing out his spells to try to maybe bait TPs or force rotation, even just get into their heads, you know? It is a part of the game to just play strong as much as you can.
Yep.
And he needed to push out the wave anyway, so it was kind of a twofer.
I'm loving this build coming in from Seb. He's actually going to go straight for the Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, they want that against Ion. I think it's pretty smart. Yeah, it's good this game.
Because that just becomes your, like, if you seal him up, you could put the Spirit Vessel on.
This time it's real, Toby.
He's got 4-1 charges though. He's got enough. Into the trees. 2, 1 seconds. Gotta jump, gotta jump. Can't jump.
He had a stun the whole time. I feel like Ana could have probably landed a stun there. He should know which way Somnus was going from the initial trajectory that he saw, but held his stun, was maybe a bit too focused on the spring there, and on the tree dance rather. Spring is when you jump down. I would not have advised that in that situation, unless you jump really far away. But yeah, that's another kill here for Ame. And when you look at the net worth now, you're starting to see the story, right? The Lina is pulling very far ahead. Somnus is having a great game. And if you're OG, you gotta find a way of isolating him in the fight. You have a couple of tools. I think Venge is actually one of the best supports against Lina, just because of how much she suffered from she suffers a lot from getting swapped into the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
She doesn't have much armor, she doesn't have much health, and no mobility either. So if you get that kind of team fight, that to me is the absolute best swap target. Swap and blow up the Lina and go from there.
Seems really great for LGD too, where it doesn't come at a sacrifice that other heroes. Yeah, they find their opening over on JerAx, but Topson's in the neighborhood. Somnus, they focus on him, but then Finger. Say goodbye to your Vengeful Spirit. Somnus will be able to back out. There's too many heroes from OG being isolated. This relocate position from LGD working so well that OG just cannot hold a front line. LGD come in through the back. They're searching for Ana. The stun will connect on him. Up in the trees, can't spring away, they tether through, break the trees, get the stun, and a triple kill for Ame. OG, 4 heroes down, and LGD feeling strong. They now hold all 3 of the top net worth positions.
That was really nice the way they set that up. Lina stunned the trees that Monkey King was in, and he is obviously going to jump across to the side. They blind stun him with Lion, and then they tether the trees. That's super high level play coming in here from LGD. Very, very nice. And they got 4 kills, 3 of them on Ami.
Yep.
So that's his. Looks like he's going Manta. Interesting.
Well, let's have a quick look at that fight once again.
Yeah, so we're going to see it. The problem is they try to jump on the Lina, but the Skywrath isn't in range to cast the Mystic Flare in the beginning, so they don't manage to execute that kill. And the moment Lina gets out of there and they start hunting her, there's the stun. Blind stun from Lion, and now the tether onto Lion here. Followed up by even the call down wasn't even used in that fight until the end, so.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're going to go for the Lina like that, you need to make sure you blow her up. Else, it's just, you end up wasting so many spells in that situation. Big lead for LGD right now.
Nice bit of money to come in from Topson as OG start to look towards Roshan. I'm very uncertain they're able to do Roshan without LGD just walking over the top of them. Because you've almost finished the Blade Mail for the Wraith King, so that Veil of Discord, Skywrath, like he's going to be looking to amplify and just pop as many heroes as he can, but Chalice is going to be a real beast to isolate and focus. If you're going to smoke and fight.
This is one of the biggest strengths of Wraith King as a 3, I think, is when you play the hero as a 1, sure, you've got 2 lives and it's annoying, but it feels like it's a big reward when you kill him. It's really worth it because you take out their carry from the fight. But in this case, it's like, are you really going to commit to killing their position 3 twice? You can't really do that because the other heroes are going to carry the fight then. And if you just ignore him, they're skeletons, he has a blade mail, he'll passively reflect damage during the fight. He's going to be a really, really big annoyance.
LGD have just had the greatest thing ever. They had 3 observer wards around this mid lane. One of them actually saw the smoke from OG. That's why they all backed up. And now they're repositioning themselves looking for a fight. And they got rid of the observer ward that OG had down. It was a 1-for-1 trade-off. They're looking to come in. The Rock, they're holding it for now. The call down is already very early out. So is the Wukong command. Anderson's going to split the fight up, and LG don't care. They rotate around the side. The Rock doesn't stun up anywhere near enough heroes. As Chalice Blade Mail runs towards Topson, he just cannot find this. He knows it. 3 heroes gone for OG, and they may actually have a fourth one. Somnus yields into the Light Strike Array, nowhere for No Town to run to, and Arme, I don't know if this is the second or the third time, but another triple kill in a team fight for him.
And this looks like probably tier 2 tower, and maybe they want to go Roche, we'll see. So here's the opening, yeah, all these spells from OG just whiff. The Wukong's command, they nicely circle around it. LGD find the first jump, and they forced the defensive swap as the opening too, so JerAx is in a horrible position for that fight. Now Ana went for the bounty rune, got hunted down by the Wraith King and Io. So.
He tried to TP out as quick as he possibly could, almost playing like an Ember Spirit does, like I'm just going to force in the top lane so they can't go high ground against me. Oh boy, Scepter bonus is now here.
Yeah, he has 3 cores that all benefit from it. The Gyro gets the Side Gunner, the Lina gets the Aghanim's ult, and the Wraith King gets the Aghanim's Reincarnation AoE, which is probably really interesting for his team. In some situations, the IO might want to tether the Wraith King. We'll see if it happens. More than likely, he'll be playing with Gyro for the rest of the game, but it would be a funny interaction to see.
I don't think Somnus actually saw JerAx then. He ran around him, he knows someone's around him because they walked over the top of an Observer Ward. But JerAx,
now.
Okay, yeah. Now we definitely know. Light Strike Array will connect. And Laguna just for good measure. It's such a low cooldown anyway.
Arcane Rune.
Oh yeah, that'll also be even better.
So, only 40 seconds.
Is Ana thinking about this fight? They don't have Warlock Rock. They're pinging out, they're thinking, they know the Monkey King came up. Once again, this Observer Ward, even though it's got 20 seconds left, has done its job.
Relocate is ready. This is more than likely not going to end well if they go, oh, they also found Topson.
It's going to kill off Topson. He can't run away. The homing missile was going to chase him down anyway, but then a relocate to come in around the back of the top lane. This will be a nice way to run it. Chalice has just gone in so deep. He's still holding his blade mail for the moment. Wukong from Ana. Everyone walks outside of it as Chalice. There's your swap, and here comes your relocate. Turn on the flat cannon. The damage is just so brutal. Seb wants to run away from this one, but he'll go straight back into it thanks to the time lapse to try and help out Ana, but all he does is just sit here and wait for the inevitable. A full team wipe in favor of LGD. And they have this game quite firmly at the throat.
The only buyback on OG here is the Weaver. I do think this is going to be a lane of Rex. The Warlock Golem 15 seconds is spawning.
But you don't have... you got no power in their lineup. You don't even have a charge of Spirit Vessel to use in the fight. So, not shutting down the IO.
They're going to respect the possibility of OG pulling a good team fight off here with the Golem, so they will back off. Thought they would at least get the tower, but playing it very safe. LGD not taking the risk, and they don't need to. They've got a 20,000 gold lead minute 22, almost, which is extremely big.
Yeah. You can see the momentum as well, just all these orange dots along the bottom. That's all it is. Like, there was some good power from OG up until the 16-minute mark, but then it's just all been LGD.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the time for OG to try and sneak Roshan, or they don't even have a Roshan killer, do they? Like, Monkey is not going to hit it anywhere near hard enough.
They have a lot of minus armor. They have a little Force Swarm and the minus armor from Venge, but yeah. They still don't have that last piece for the easy Roche.
Against the team fight that you have of LGD, and the fact you're going to have a Maelstrom soon onto Arme. Yeah. FY just giving him all the buff up you want.
Maelstrom, Side Gunner.
Yeah.
Classic.
It's just so damn powerful, and I don't understand how OG is meant to kill off Chalice. Like, you want to jump onto this Wraith King, he just triggers Blade Mail, and then you've lost the fight.
You can't go on the Wraith King. It's actually just not possible. He's even going Echo Saber. That's very different, I think. I mean, we're going to see if this is a different build. I think the Blink Blade Mail is very standard, but Echo Saber is not the most common build, I believe, in this hero.
Hang on, no, they scanned Roshan. I thought for a moment they scanned OG perfectly. But OG are trying to wrap around the back of the tier 1 tower, using Ana for that little bit of extra vision. Seb will Shikuchi down, but they see him. Chalice jumps in, picks up the Arcane Rune. Ana has to go into the Wukong command. They're going to try and go on the Wraith King before he gets the Blade Mail off. With a slapdown, they do kill him and pop the Reincarnation. But where do you go next? Topson isolated out by the Lina, but the Rock creates a little bit more space for this Skywrath Mage to do some work. No-Tail's trying to keep everyone slowed down with the upheaval, but now we are surrounded by LGD. Buybacks in, it's OG trying to bring back Topson, but are they going to gain anything from this? Ana's already TPing away. If they got a stun, they do not. They cannot cut through. No Quelling Blade left onto Chalice to do so. But this is now LGD who can slip in and do Roshan quite easily.
Double damage on Lina is expiring. So this is the problem, right? This is the thing we talked about with Wraith King. You commit Wukong's command to go on the Wraith King. A bit of a misplay there from Topson too, completely missing the Mystic player. Definitely didn't help them either. But, you know, you place this Wukong's command on the Wraith King, he doesn't even die.
And we come back live to watch JerAx. Oh, okay. Nice swap and run. He was trying to get the bounty runes.
Cute little play there. But inevitably this Roshan will fall. Another aspect of Wraith King, by the way, that we haven't even talked about, the aura.
Yeah.
When you play this again, when you play it as a position 3 rather than a 1, a lot of the hero's key benefits are full effect in these other roles. So the level 4 aura 30% lifesteal for Gyro is really, really good. He obviously has the reincarnation the same way, and with this item build, he doesn't need to carry. He's basically like this unkillable frontline tanky hero that just starts the fight.
He's gonna cop one. The balls VS can die in the meantime, so once again, JerAx under threat. Ana just trying to bounce around and waste the time of LGD. That's why he was pushing the bottom towers within deny range, and Ame is gonna take care of that. And it was the VS who died on this mark here.
When's the last time something good happened for OG this game?
No green marks on the graph.
15 minutes ago.
Well, if you want to go for the win probability, 97% in favor of LGD. I think I can say that's accurate. And for all those fantasy points, kids, it's a good day for LGD.
It is. Wait, who did I pick? I picked Ame, right, in my team today. I think I did. Oh, it's pretty good.
I have FY. And I have Somnus.
You have Somnus. Somnus is good this game.
Yeah, it's a good pick. It's a good day. Good day at the office. But then again, OG, they're not out of it yet. It will take a bit of a miracle to come back.
Yes, it will.
They can't need LGD just to be isolated, right? But it seems like OG are just delaying this. They're pushing the side lanes. Anna's being a real nuisance on the side. Does this actually buy us time for a critical item? Like, I'm looking at a BKB for the Weaver on the way. You've already got the Veil, and he's trying to go for an Aghanim Scepter on Topson, but it doesn't look like he can survive, like, going on Wraith King or going on anyone. There's no escape item for a Skywrath.
Yeah, I think the biggest item in this game is Monkey King's BKB, but I'm concerned it's going to be too late to even become a part of the game. It really is the item that they need, because the problem for Ana is he can't really use his Echo Saber, right? He uses his ulti, but he can't go in. He just can't go in the fight. He's just gonna die.
Homing missiles chasing him down. Neural Scepter actually going to cancel off the stun they were looking for, but it won't matter when Somnus has so much to follow up with. They drop the rock, and here comes Ana in for a Wukong command. You need to get a good line stun, but it just doesn't work. They already know it. He bounced out of his ulti as quickly as he put it down. Actually quicker. 3 euros from OG lost. JerAx will join him. And LGD are on the rampage. A miracle I do not think exists in this game for OG.
That's some time ago.
Wow. I wasn't looking to go back that far for memes, but alright.
Now we're at the... I like to call this... I need to come up with what I call this. The magical mark. Let's call it the magical mark.
Magical mark.
1k GPM lead is generally an indication that you have won the game. This is very, very, very... like... These are the biggest kind of leads that we generally see. Beyond the 1k GPM mark, I don't think I've ever seen a team lose.
OG's trying to hold on to it. Warlock, so much damage on the no-tell. Laguna from Somnus will get the kill. And they're looking for a little bit more. The stun will connect onto the Weaver. A swap away. He needs time to timelines. Actually, no, he'll just run back into base. Topson can come back to the world of the living, but how much has he really got? He's not even level 15. He doesn't even have that second Arcane Bolt available or the seal. And they realize if they call it GG, the nukage doesn't work, the cores don't work, and LGD have an answer to absolutely everything OG were throwing at them.
Yeah. It looked like, it looked relatively competitive when OG got that good team fight top. They were 4k behind, they pulled it back to about 1, with a good chasing sequence where they got a lot out of the Skywrath Mage, but after that, LGD just took a couple of good fights and OG never really stood a chance in the game anymore. And you gotta look at this game and question, you know the Lina's going mid, you have the last pick of this draft, and you pick a lane matchup that isn't favored for you, and you don't win, when there are... I just feel like OG probably had better options.